If you're about to start homeschooling, I'm talking to you. Before you look at any curriculum or any resources or create any homeschool schedule, I need you to stop. I need you to stop and to deschool before you start homeschooling. Deschooling is one of those steps that many homeschool moms skip, and it's exactly why they burn out pretty fast in their homeschooling journey. So in this video, I'm going to show you why it's important to deschool the right way so your homeschool starts with peace and not pressure. Let's get into it. Hi friend, my name is Iman, and on this channel, I help Muslim moms homeschool with confidence and joy while having routines and systems to stay on top of their home management, all without sacrificing their own self-care. So if you are watching this video, you are probably a new homeschooler or you are about to start homeschooling. And with that, you probably have so much fears and concern and excitement on this new journey that you're about to take. And all these feelings are completely normal. We all go through it when we're about to start homeschooling. But before you start, I really want to give you a tool to help you more when you do start homeschooling. And it's called deschooling first. And so before I get into explaining what deschooling is and how to do it the right way, if you are a Muslim mom who is wanting to start homeschooling and is confused and stressed out, make sure you grab my free guide on the 5 steps on how to start homeschooling down in the description below. So what is deschooling? So deschooling is the process of letting go the mindset of traditional school and letting go the idea that learning only happens in a school while you are sitting down doing book work. And so it's important to deschool yourself and your kids before you start homeschooling. And this is also for the moms that are watching that are homeschooling their kids from the beginning and your child is about to start preschool or kindergarten. You're wondering, why do I have to deschool? Because my child hasn't been to school. Deschooling is important for you in this process because you have been to school and you already have an idea of what education looks like because you've been to the school system. So deschooling is important for you if you're in that situation. And so what's the benefit of deschooling? Through deschooling, you learn and see that your child is always learning. As long as they are breathing, they are learning and absorbing everything around them. Therefore, the deschooling process allows us as mothers to allow our kids to explore, to allow our kids to play and follow their interests and ask questions. And it gives you that time to do all of these without being forced to jump into homeschooling right away. And this is such a beautiful time when you do deschooling before you start homeschooling, because it's a time for you as the mother also to relax and to enjoy and to give you some breathing room. Because I know when you make the decision that you're gonna start homeschooling, it's a big life decision and you are probably really stressed, because I was. So this period that you do of deschooling before you actually start homeschooling, it's a time for you to relax, to breathe, and enjoy this time with your kids. Deschooling allows you to start homeschooling with less stress and more fun. So let me know in the comments if you ever deschooled yourself and your kids before you started homeschooling. I would love to know. Okay, so the next question you probably have is, how do I deschool? And so personally for me, when I started learning about homeschooling 3-4 years ago, and before I started, I've never heard of deschooling. I was just gonna jump right in and start homeschooling and teaching my preschooler. But thank God I had came across a video on YouTube of another mother talking about deschooling and the importance of it, and it really changed the game for me, and it really changed the way I approached homeschooling when I started homeschooling my preschooler. So I want the same thing for you and your family. So you can deschool in 4 easy steps. Number 1, choose how long your deschooling process will be. It could be 1 week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be even 3 weeks. Step number 2, once you choose how long the deschooling process will be for your family, choose the start date and the end date, and make sure you write it down somewhere that's safe, either a planner or a notebook that you can refer back to. Step number 3, which is the fun stage, you sit down and you brainstorm with your kids on all the fun activities they want to do in this period. So remember, this is the period where you pulled your kids out, or if you haven't started homeschooling, you're not really doing any work yet. So you have this period where you're not focused on doing any school work at all, and you can just have fun. So brainstorm with your kids activities that they love. Maybe it's going to the park, maybe going to the zoo. If you have winter where you live, sledding, ice skating, maybe going to the aquarium, going downtown and riding the motor scooters. just write down all the activities that your kids want to do, that you and your kids want to do together. Anything that's fun that you and your kids enjoy doing together. And step number 4, during this deschooling period, do as many of these activities as you can together as a family. It literally sounds too good to be true, right? Because it actually is. Like, it's really fun to do the deschooling process with your family. And so what you will see in this deschooling process is, number 1, if you have older kids that have been to school and you are pulling them out, it will show them that there is a change that's happening in their life, and that their education, there'll be a change in their way that they're learning and they're getting an education. So instead of going to school, they will be doing other activities, and it will show them the change that's happening in their life. It would also show your older kids the flexibility and how fun homeschooling actually is. When you start homeschooling this way and you have older kids that went to school, it kind of gets them on your side. It kind of gets them to kind of accept homeschooling and get them to see what homeschooling can be like, and hopefully enjoy and love homeschooling as a family. The deschooling process also strengthens your connections with your kids. This time, when you only get to focus on having fun with your kids and doing fun things, you really get to know your kids, get to know them really well, what makes them laugh, what makes them sad, what their personality is, and also you get to see their learning style. Are they more of a visual learner? They have to look at something to learn. Are they more auditory? They have to hear something to learn. Or are they kinesthetic? They actually have to touch and do the thing to learn. And so you really get to learn their learning style during the deschooling process, which is very important when you start choosing curriculums and books when you start homeschooling. The other benefit of deschooling process is you get to learn yourself as the mother and as a teacher. You realize what you like to do with your kids or what you don't like to do. You realize how you teach and what steps you take to teach, and you actually get to understand your own strengths and weaknesses when you're around your kids and helping and teaching them. And so, for example, for me, when I was doing the deschooling process with my 2 young kids, I realized I don't like doing arts and crafts at all. Even though one of my children did want to do it, I'm not an arts and craft type of homeschooling mom. I'm more of an outdoorsy sports type of mom. And so that's what I quickly realized when I was doing all these different activities with my kids during our deschool process. And the other thing that you see, which is so critical during the deschooling process, is your kids are learning even though they're not sitting down doing book work. They are learning so much just through playing, doing fun experiences, hanging out with their family. And so you will take this knowledge into your homeschool, and you will realize that your child doesn't have to do book work that day or doesn't have to complete something for them to actually learn that subject. There's other ways maybe you can teach that subject instead of them sitting down and writing and doing book work. If you really like this video, then you will love the next video where I explain to you the 8 easy steps that you have to take if you want to start homeschooling as early as tomorrow. If you're interested in that, make sure you check out the next video.